What's up? This is UFC flyweight Joseph Benavidez, and I speak the MMA truth.
Well, I guess the difference is he's probably got arms twice as long as everyone else I've fought. You know, but you know, it's not rocket science. It's, you know, I've been doing it in a while, and you know, there's certain things I need to be careful for that he does well, and you know, that's the same thing I do with the same approach I have with any fight. You know, there's certain things that guys do best, and just got to be aware of that, and still got to implement what I want to do to him.
It's got a lot of youth on his side. You've got to represent the older guys.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll have to, you know, show him what he can look forward to.
You say you have to be careful with stuff from him, but specifically what?
You know, things that he's better at, what he's unorthodox with, his elbows, and that's probably the more dangerous thing that he does, and some of his kicks, you know, and knees. But yeah, I think with my style, I feel very comfortable with, you know, going against his style.
A lot of people seem to be using his first round against Machida as an indicator of how the fight with you could go. I mean, Machida landed a good hand and made him back up and staggered him a little bit, and people seem to think that the H-bomb could really put him out. But what are you planning to do to really close that distance?
You know, my focus is to win every round, not to land the H-bomb, but you know, just to make sure I win every round. If I hit him pretty good along the way, hopefully it knocks him out. You know, but I do need to make sure I get inside of his length and stay in his face and make him fight me.
A lot of people are banking on the H thing. How important would it be to you to stick up for the Masters?
You know, that's going to be nice to be able to knock him out, but you know, I never depend on it. It's something that you know, I just try to make sure I win every round and control the fight, whether I have to take it to the ground, stay on my feet, you know, on the outside or in the clinch. You know, I'm sure I probably won't be on the outside a whole lot with Jon Jones. You know, I feel like one of those little kids, you can push your hand out there and I couldn't hit him. So I just got to make sure I get past his reach.
Yeah.
Where does this fight with Jon rank among, you know, at least mentally for you? You fought Fedor, you fought, you know, Anderson, you fought Rampage for the belt. Where does this one rank for you mentally?
You know, it's probably a tough question just because, you know, I've had so many fights that have meant a lot to me and that are been pretty tough fights and big accomplishments. You know, but I think knowing that where I'm at in my career towards the end, that you know, I've had title fights in the past and you know, had certain things happen where I, you know, should have done something different. You know, I'm going to make sure that I make the best of this one and not let this opportunity go by and make sure I win this fight.
Do you think winning this fight could cement your status on a UFC Hall of Fame?
Yeah, it's not something I'm worried about. You know, it's not up to me anyway. You know, for me, it's more about beating the top guys out there, and Jon Jones is right now considered, you know, everyone thinks he's unbeatable. So.
You say that, I mean,
I love having the odds not in my favor. So,
like if you read articles about Jon Jones, it does seem like a lot of people think he's unbeatable. I mean, do you think that we make too much of it, that we've been won over too easily by Jon Jones?
I don't know about that. It's, you know, a lot of people that think that have never fought before. They see what he's done from the outside, and you know, he's done well with his style, but you know, I feel like he's never fought anybody like me, and with my style, it really, you know, I think goes well for me against someone like him.
So I mean, when you see tape of him, you definitely see holes that can be exploited there?
Oh, absolutely. You know, for sure. You know, he's still young and unorthodox. I think that's his biggest asset, and you know, but you know, he's young and sloppy a little bit. He still has a lot to learn in the sport, and you know, technically, and you know, I think those are the things that I really need to make sure I just stay in good position and you know, not catch some goofy elbow.
Did you learn anything significant from the Lyoto fight?
What's that?
Did you learn anything significant from the Lyoto fight?
You know, not a whole lot. I mean, Lyoto's a totally different style for me too. He stays on the outside a lot. He's quick and uses his speed a little bit. I kind of tend to come forward and make sure I stay in the guy's face a little bit more. So, I know that, if he could hit him, I'm sure I could too. So.
What about the Rashad fight?
Before. How much can you compare Jon Jones' style to what you had with the Silva fight?
I guess they're similar in some ways. They're a little bit longer and taller, but and have a little bit unorthodox. But I think Jon Jones is a little bit even more unorthodox and a lot longer than him, and bigger, better wrestler. So I think there's certain similarities, but I'm not looking at that fight at all. I just have to look at all of Jon Jones's fights.
You said that in the Rashad fight, you saw that he had left some openings. Can you describe that, or would you rather move on?
I think with anything, everybody, kind of gets sloppy here and there with their striking, and that's when they're vulnerable. And I saw some of those openings that I could maybe exploit.
You spoke earlier about the fact that this is that you're on the tail end of your career. Do you feel do you view this as a legacy fight for you?
I don't know if I'd say that. I don't plan on being done, but this is definitely one of the goals I had in the sport that's left for me. Right. So it's something that I want to make sure that I accomplish.
What adjustments have you made in your career and getting older? I mean, how have you changed out your training or your approach to your competition?
It's doing less in training is more for me. More cross training, more make sure my cardio's there, but doing less hard sparring, less hard technique, and just being a little smarter with my training.
Do you have any advice for Chael tonight?
Just go after him, stay in his face, and
don't get
throw
cut.
your punches. Yeah.
Dan, a couple of your biggest
fight every minute of the last round.
What is the biggest challenge you think Jon Jones poses to you personally? And he's had a lot of public issues lately. Do you think any of those issues are going to be a distraction for him or affect him for this fight camp or this fight at all?
I don't know. I couldn't comment if they'd distract him or not. I know that I'm sure that he's a smart kid and is going to train hard for any fight that he has. And as far as his biggest assets, his length and his goofiness, his elbows, and I think he continues to try to get better using those. So it's just up to me to make sure that I do what I can do best.
And there's something to be said about a fighter's confidence, and maybe it goes towards being overconfident or maybe cocky. Do you view the way that he carries himself and the way that he approaches fights, that maybe he does bring a certain cockiness to the cage that you can exploit?
I don't know if I can exploit that. I mean, I guess I view him just like anybody else does, and I don't know, how do you guys see him? He's he is what he is, and I enjoy fighting guys like that are a little bit cocky.
Okay. Why?
I don't know. It's funner to put them in their place. It's been a long time.
How much motivation would it be to defend the belt? I mean, is getting the belt back obviously a big career goal, but then how enticing would it be to try and defend it again? I mean, would that still interest you?
It would. It would. I'd like to do that, but like I said, it's a matter of time, and I gotta just decide that, afterwards. First things first, though. I need to make sure I beat Jon Jones.
Dan, do you have any training partners that you want to bring in to mimic Jon Jones, or you are going to bring in at some point?
Yeah, I've got a couple guys coming in. Cyril Diabate's been in my camp 2 or 3 times now, and he'll be there. And he's a big, tall guy that strikes real well, and is able to mimic different styles pretty well. And then there's probably a couple other longer guys that I'll have in as well.
What kind of preparations are you making to stay away from Jon Jones' reach and his sharp elbows in the fight?
Just staying in his face and making him fight me. It's we're still working on the fine tuning the game plan, but you're definitely going to have to get past his reach and watch out for his elbows. But again, I'm not going to be focused on watching out for every little thing. Otherwise, I'll forget to throw my punches.
Can't wait.